working on the door hinges, and these two bolts I guess never came out, or I don't know what. They're in there solid. And up here you can see this was welded in, which I can see why. These were probably a pain in the patoot, and because they would move around. It's kind of a poor design, I think, in terms of just a door hinge. Lots of opportunity for it to move when they get loose, and just the backing, if you look at it, how they got to be, the bolts are gonna have to be in there super tight. And so what happened here is I had this was my dad's hammer driver, and I used that, and then I used the impact hammer. Where'd the impact hammer go? Anyways, I used the impact hammer, and then it was budging, so I took this to it, and literally this bit, which is designed for getting these things out, literally just chewed these up. And it actually kind of worked out great because it made me a nice point to drill in. And so that's what I'm doing now. I'm just drilling out the center, and then I'll just keep increasing the size until I've got these drilled out. And this one here is welded as well, so we'll have to grind in here, a couple of grinds. So that's what we're working on now. So I've got the first 1/8 hole drilled, and now we're gonna drill the second holes. So I just went up to about 3 times the size of the first hole. Put a little bit of cutting wax on there. Get a good chunk. Good dollop on there. Nice. Smoking. This should take it right out. This will be the end of her. These will be the end of hers. Slow that sucker down. That's that. Boom. Wouldn't want to do it on good hinges. That's it. Okay. That's the end of that arrow. That one popped off nice. It's been there a while. Now the triangle's back in there, and I have to get that off. You can see where this was. You can see how that was somehow. Somebody must have ground that off before. Didn't have the welder to fix it, I guess. That would have been way back in the day. And so you can see the triangle in the back there. So we got to get that out. And then we got to nip these off. Down here I'm going to get the disc, the angle grinder. Actually, the die grinder is what we're going to use, with a nice little thin cutting disc in there, not to damage the panel here. Alright, let's do it. Got the air die cutter. That was not as hard as I thought it was going to be. Quite easy, quite frankly. Hinge. It's unhinged. So I'm going to clean up this weld using a burr grinder. These things work great, and just go in and nip these off just down to the, just get it close, and then I'll finish it off with a 60 or 80 grit sander just to clean it up and have it be done. That's good. I'm going to use 120. A little close. Stop that. Clean that up pretty good, and we're gonna have the sucker dip, so I'm not gonna go too far because we'll let the chemicals do the work. Straighten all that out. That's good. So we're gonna straighten it out a little bit with the hammer and dolly just on this. It's a bit bent, probably on both. Bottom one doesn't have. No, just on the top. So we'll clean that up a bit, and then we'll get some hinges. Well, we got to work on getting the tabs out of the back. I'm going to do it differently this time. I'm going to grind off the weld from the other side. This is how we learn, through trial and error. Under the dash, here we are. Let's see if we can get the light on there. Show what this looks like. I think we got to just zoom here. Hang on. Boop. Nope. Boop. Come on. There we go. So that is the triangle holding the little tab that's holding on. I'm gonna go get a flashlight. Hold on. I got the headlamp on and it's too hard to show you. And I think for those that have one of these trucks or curious, I'll save you the time of crawling underneath there. I don't know what it was when I was first doing this on this other one. This seemed so much harder to get into. I think I was just... Right in the lever, also didn't want to get dirty. There we go. Now, is that gonna... Why is that not wanting to focus in? Let's do this. That's better. So you can see it's a little triangle tab, and what I'm doing is just on the bottom one here, I'm just going to pop it off with a screwdriver. I'm going to get underneath there, pop that tab off, and the triangle will fall out of there. And I don't even know that I really need the tab. I mean, I get that you want the tab in there and then it's easy. I guess it'll be easier to put the door on and off, but once you get the screws in, you could reach around and do it. But anyways, that's what it looks like. And so we're going to pop that bottom one off. And then when it comes time, put her in there permanently, I will just do a tack weld in there, and that'll be that. I think I learned something new here. I believe that this here, there's a little tab here. And I think that it might actually just fold up. So I'm gonna investigate on the bottom. Fourth time might be a charm where it just actually pops out of these. You fold up the tab maybe and the triangle comes out. I'm gonna see. I'll keep you posted. There was a tab on there, only 2 sides. It's not welded on 3 sides. However, it does not fold up enough to be able to get it out. So I just popped the hot, well, it was a spot weld. Let's see if you can see it in there. You can see down in the bottom there's some spray foam. Now, I can only blame myself for that. In my mid-teens, when I was working on this thing, my thinking was, because these bottoms were all rusted out, you can see the tab, top of the tab off there. Right there. In my thinking, that would keep the moisture out. Now, older thinking tells me that will keep the moisture nicely in. So that's one of the reasons I want to get this thing completely acid dipped, is to just get all of that cleaned out of there, because that is just not good thinking. But that's how we learn. All right, let's straighten that out. Let's starting to get late, so we might be calling it an evening tonight, but we got lots done. We're making progress, forward movement. You gotta love it.